Hello. It's Wednesday. I told you I'd be back on Wednesday. This time I didn't lie. I wanna make this piece of lumpy garbage look cool today. That's my goal. Trying to find the cool looking crustacean claws and limbs, because right now I basically have tubes, and you know, that's not a tube. It's kind of tubey, but it's tapered and shaped in interesting ways. That's what I've got to do. And sometimes they have these awesome phalanges. What is that called? When something goes out into like a flattened tip. There's a word for that. Take my word for it. That guy's cool looking, but you can't really make out his carapace very well. Or hers. Or its. Hey Damon. Yep, I came on early just for you. I got your peanut brittle and taffy and such today, which I have not touched because of course it gets here the first day. I'm like, okay, I've been pigging out for 5 days in a row. I need to cut back, eat healthy for a while, and of course that's when your food gets here. So thank you for that, and darn you to heck for that. That's not a crab at all. Neither is that. Let's see, so I have underwater. I think I also have... I don't have a crab folder. Do I have C? Is that S, A, B, C, D, E, F, G? You know, okay, I must have combined my C folder with my underwater folder. And someday I've got to go through and organize all this miscellaneous. Yeah, because look at this. Here's crabs and stuff. These really long tweezer-like claws are, I think, a direction I want to go. Because my Shlak, they've got claws for attack, but also claws for gardening. One more day won't hurt. Yes, I do know that I want to. Thanks for reminding me. There's all sorts of things I want in life, and often they contradict. Amazingly. Hermit crab. I seem to recall I wanted some sea cucumber features for the head part. This out here. But these nudibranches are interesting. The shapes are just so weird and random feeling. Alright, just to make sure I'm doing my honest best, collecting the right reference. What are those? They're just called coconut crabs? I know that's not their real name. Giant coconut crab. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Nice. Alright, this guy's going in my underwater folder, and I'm gonna make a crab folder like a professional. Someone did some saturation bumping there. All right, that's pretty good. Okay, got a good collection here now. I know a program exists that will let me just take all these things and stitch them into one image that I can pop up and down quickly and easily. Can't remember what it is or what it's called or where to get it. And I don't know how to search for that, because that string of words is super random. Okay. Alright, Mr. Lumpy, Blumpy, pile of garbage. Let's make something cool out of you. So first thing that I wanted to do with these guys that I thought would be cool would give them, I want to give them like these shield legs that they could kind of clump up into a I don't know, into a shielded thing. I don't think there's a way to do it, because I have this on 5 directional radial symmetry. It'd be super cool if I could then split that so that I could do each of these symmetrically. And I could do that by cutting it off and making it a separate subtool and then reapplying it to the tips of each of those. And I'm gonna force myself to do that. I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but I wanna not be lazy. I guess I don't even need to detach them. I could just make a separate one real quick. That is approximately the shape that I want. Let's put on activate symmetry. Yep. Also, why did my Zbrush change size again? I did not tell it to do that. Oh. So I want to kind of do some kind of cool shape like this. I'm trying to avoid making it look like a leaf. Which I don't know if having a center line down the middle helps or hurts with that. I assume it hurts because leaves have, well, although if it's a divot, maybe it avoids that. I suppose another thing I could do, give it something, a little bit of a more interesting shape down here. Yeah, that keeps it from leaf territory. So another thing I'm trying to do is challenge my impulses and muscle memory when it comes to sculpting organic forms like this. I have a pretty tuned set of kind of implicit style guide in my head that I'm just kind of tired of the results that it's giving me. I don't think they're bad, I just think I've done it so much, and ostensibly these are different aliens from different planets, so I would love if they had different shape language associated with them. I think to really do that right, I'm going to have to rely on other artists to contribute their style to these things, but in the meantime, I'm just doing my best to keep them diverse, but still connected to nature in some way. Hang on. Damon says hi. I don't know if she's here. She just got home from work, so she probably went to take off sticky work clothes. Apparently you can't work at Starbucks without getting sticky. She definitely smells like coffee when she gets home. Hello, Leela Rose Foreman. Can you tell what I'm working on? This is a Shlak leg. There. Oh. Gross. Yeah, I'm kind of making this kind of shape for their outer leg shell defenses.
Are you streaming?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna go to the massage. Maybe I'll actually get a massage.
That'd be nice.
It's because I'm aware of my disease.
You seen the same person?
I don't think so. And then I'm meeting Storm from work and Carol, who used to work with us, at Red Robin at the mall.
Oh, cool. Damon said hi.
Oh, hey,
He sent
Damon.
us more peanut brittle if you want some.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any of that nougat stuff?
Shane said there was other stuff in there. I haven't looked at it.
Do not let him eat all that stuff. I want to try Damon's handiwork. I'm very excited.
Okay.
Yuck. My hands are so dry. I was in a lot of poison chemicals at work. Cleaning.
Damon does say the nougat is in there.
Yes. I really feel like we should. I really want to give you money for shipping and stuff. Like it.
Honey,
It's
we
so
paid
amazing.
$35 to ship him a free Xbox.
Oh. Oh, that's awesome. I was actually
We'll call
going
it
to
even.
ask. I was going to ask you though, too, if we still had it, because Becca doesn't have anything.
Oh, an Xbox?
Well, Blu-ray or even, you know
Oh.
what I mean. But that's totally fine. Now I know.
Yeah, you know.
Now I don't have to keep thinking it. I keep remembering, but I'm like, oh, Josh isn't here. Oh, like, you know, never gonna remember it. The life of me. Okay, off to massage.
All right. Have a good one.
And remember, I'll be like at 7 I meet the girls.
So I'll see you late tonight then?
I don't know. I mean, Mark's gonna pick up Storm like at 9.
Okay.
I kind of need to go to, like, do I?
Do you?
Maybe I don't. I dreamt about spiders in last night. America's like, oh yeah, she just had unusually larger spiders in her house, you know? And she's like, oh yeah, it's fine, we like it. And then, but then like this really big one came out because, you know, it wasn't bothering me so much because it's dreams are bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
And my brain knows it's a dream, but then this like really big spider, like almost tarantula-ish, kind of crawled out on the ceiling, and she's like, oh yeah, and this is my favorite one. She goes, actually, that one's our pet. The other ones, we just don't care. And I was like,
That's
I was
awesome.
like, hey, people, are they poisonous? I'm sick of being bit by poison things.
Yeah.
Let's stop that. You guys don't want to bring all this crap. Like first, rock.
Oh, no, Damon. We do not want to send Rebecca an Xbox. She would give it so much less use than you and your boys would. Like, she would probably use it to watch
Well-
15-year-old DVDs,
What?
to be honest.
Rebecca?
Yeah,
Well, actually,
we gave her an
she loves
Xbox.
video games,
come on. Be so
But-
wasted.
but it's still, no. Way better for them to have it.
Should be pretty much just as happy with a 10-year-old Nintendo Wii.
Does it play Blu-ray?
No, Wii's don't. If a
Go
Wii
ahead.
played Blu-rays
If they even work.
or DVDs.
If they even still work. Did you give him the game that, remember it had those wands to it?
That was not for that system.
What was that for? That was a really fun game. I just don't remember what that system was.
That was the PlayStation 3.
Wait. Well, what did you give him?
The Xbox 360.
PlayStation 3?
No, wait. The Xbox One, not 360.
We still have a PlayStation?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We have a... Yeah, if you want to give her something that will play Blu-rays, we can give her the PlayStation 3.
We should show her that. We should get that game out too. So, okay, I gotta go. Bye.
Alright, love ya.
Bye.
Bye,
Shane, don't eat any more of that candy from Damon.
Okay. It's not candy. It's healthy.
Oh, that's true. It is healthy. It does have peanuts.
Thank you. Where's Mom going?
Hanging out with friends and massage and stuff. But I'm streaming, so you can't watch anything with sound right now.
Oh. You're streaming right now?
Yeah, I figured you were taking a nap. Now it's time to do it.
I was taking a nap 3 hours ago.
Should have kept taking a nap.
That's not called a nap anymore.
Back to
That's
sleep.
called sleep. I've slept quote unquote longer than a nap. I can't watch Toxic Rick.
Can't watch Toxic Rick.
Do you
right
guys
now.
mind? Wait, are you streaming right now?
Yes.
Do you guys mind if I watch Toxic Rick?
I can't. Won't. Copyright laws.
Copyright laws. You're right. And laws and Asia. We have Red Dead Redemption yet?
No. Damon, your Wii still works. That's good. I don't know if there's a way to watch with headphones from our TV.
Tell you what, I'll do the entertainment. Okay, I'll play some free entertainment for you guys. It's copyrighted music, but I don't think the machines will notice.
Okay.
I walk a lonely road, all alone, I don't know what to sing anymore. I walk a lonely road, all alone. What did you think, Dad?
What did I think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's really what the Damon says, "Oh my God, my ears," and I assume the rest of that sentence is "are in heaven." Is that what you meant, Damon? Your ears are in heaven?
Hey, there's a piano too, you know, I can...
I'm sure everyone appreciates your contribution.
I know. I bet they do. They better. I worked a good 5 minutes learning that.
Damon says his ears were spaghetti-fied.
Good. Spaghetti is good for you because it has tomatoes.
Sounds like something that would happen in Rick and Morty.
It has tomatoes in it, so it's healthy.
Oh.
Just like how chocolate is good because it has something in it.
Cocoa beans.
Cocoa beans, which is
Bean
good
is a
source of
food,
something.
and so it makes sense that it'd be healthy.
Oh yeah, beans are good for you.
I'm trying to decide if I like this kind of Venus flytrap ridge thing. It is the kind of thing that I end up doing a lot, which makes me not want to do it. On the other hand, I like it better than without it. I'm trying to think of what else I could do. I guess I could do more like mini bumps around it. Like, this dude's got a fairly regular set of spines, but then there's like other offset spines, like little nubs and bumps all around. Where are these things going? Ooh, what do they do on this side? Do they just continue down? Maybe? I doubt these are all going to match up though, because it was really random when I did the dots that I extruded. up.
What did my red headphones do?
Your what?
My red headphones.
Why don't you use those wireless ones I got you?
I'm not sure I can connect that to the TV.
I bet the TV has Bluetooth.
That's gonna be fun to figure out.
Give you something to do. Damon says, one of these days my dog's freaking out will be legitimate and not Ness making a random weird sound like breaking a piece of styrofoam in half. Oh man, your dogs will feel so vindicated when they're actually warning you about the wet bandits coming to steal your stuff.
So it would be the dog that cried wolf. Bluetooth. Go to Bluetooth. No.
Is that the TV remote or the cable remote?
Cable.
Well, that's not going to help. You need the TV remote.
This is the TV remote. What's
The actual television remote. It's that one.
this? The voice command?
I don't think so.
Ah.
Probably have to go through a menu or something.
Do I press the on button?
Might not have batteries in it.
I just gotta keep solving these problems. So what are you making? Are you making one of those plant things that eat people and then become them, or whatever?
No, this is the Shlak, the underwater crab people.
When are you going to print this book out so I can read it?
April 1st.
Right now, and I'll proofread it for you and put notes down. Even though I wouldn't be able to be much help because I suck at spelling. Wouldn't that be helpful?
Probably not.
I think it would.
We're hiring a professional proofreader, so.
Oh, but you could hire me, and I'm not professional, but I'm your son.
That's true.
I've seen movies where, like, fathers give their, like, management positions to sons with cocaine addiction.
Yeah, it's called nepotism.
Yeah, why can't you be nepotistic? That's a word.
It is?
Yeah. I'm smart.
Lazy generation whining about pushing buttons. Back in my day, we'd lose remotes and then sit and sulk instead of using the buttons on the TV.
Also, back in your day, there was a ton of terrible things going on. I mean, that's happening now, though, so never mind. There's always horrible things going on. Let's talk about it on this PG stream. Back in my day, when we got bored of television, we'd climb on top of our Triceratops and we'd drive around on them, making motor noises. Yeah, I don't think there's Bluetooth. How do I X over?
Let's see, what do I want going on in the middle here?
So they have an exoskeleton?
Yep.
And is that the head, or?
This is going to be one of its arms. Or, well, I guess legs.
Why aren't you starting out with the body? Or...
I already have the body right here. So
Ooh.
I'm replacing these things with what I'm working on right now.
That's spooky. It's like something from the forest.
Good.
Those are mutants. know, even though I don't have to hear any sound with these cop shows, it's really easy to tell what's going on.
It's probably the case with most shows.
No, but look at Lost.
That's true. Lost
Look at
would be
Game
hard
of
to follow.
Thrones. Look at The Walking Dead. Well, maybe not The Walking Dead. Pretty simple show.
Yeah.
As long as you've seen like one season, I'm pretty sure you know what's going on in the rest of them.
I'm not sure if I like this smooth scoop in the middle. On the one hand, it's nice to have that little area of rest.
Could it be furry? Like crabs, sort of?
You actually have a Yeti crab in my reference file that I was just looking at earlier.
Like John Hodgman's furry old
lobster.
Furry old lobster, where have you gone?
I'm just gonna do some quick experiments. Like, what if this went way down? What if this went way down? I think one of the problems is I'm trying to make it so when the 5 of them come together, they can kind of interlock a little bit, and the more they are odd shaped, the harder that's going to be. Kind of want them to be teardrop-ish. Must be.
Excuse you.
Damon says, I saw you got a transformer. How was the rest of your holiday? It was just fine. Just fine enough. Oh, that reminds me, I needed to ask Heather what her schedule was for the rest of the week, because one of the things I got was indoor skydiving for me and Shane to do. I want to make sure we can do it when she could come and take pictures and video and stuff.
How long does it actually last?
I think it's like 5 minutes or so, and we have 2 sessions. But we also have to do training, which probably takes who knows how long.
Training? Why can't I just jump into the fan like an aerodile?
Probably think because there's a big metal grate that keeps you from doing it is the main reason. Can't do that. Training takes 5 years. Yeah, it might.
I wonder if they'd allow us to pin a green screen behind it. I doubt it, but wouldn't that be cool? We'd pin a green screen behind it and dress up as we were, and then we could use the portal scenes, or do the portal scenes.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think you have to be in a little jumpsuit though.
Hey, you know, money lets you do a lot of things these days, Dad. Just brace some palms with the money you definitely have.
Okay, so I'm going to make a brush out of this. Let's see, create, insert mesh brush, new. Okay. Now, I'm going to make a cylinder with 5 sides. If only it was easy to move these stupid sliders. 5, okay.
That looks nothing like it.
So now I can draw it on. Oh. Make it polygon. Okay, now I can. Oh. But before I do that, I have to.
What's that little thing right there?
That's just a graphic artifact. Okay, I need to turn on radial symmetry. Up. I think on the Y with a count of 5. Okay, now if I draw this on, you can see how they will all fit together.
can you have like fat kind of slide out of it a bit, so it looks like it's covering fat, I guess. Soft bodies. I don't know if it's soft, or you're allowed to do that in ZBrush.
I could, but it's kind of bony all around, except for its little head that pokes out the top.
Okay.
Okay, so when he bunches up into a ball, this is what he would look like from the bottom. Unless his legs were more tilted like that. Let's see. Which I like more that he would like hunker down into this
I think it would make sense
sort of thing.
if you.
In which case the legs would go would be teardrop the other way. Yeah, sorry, Heather's not here to sing Jumpsuit too. Okay. But what this is telling me is that if I do have them hunkered down like that, which is pretty close to my little sketch here, or I was sketching that out, like that would go up and over his head. I guarantee you, when we go to the skydiving place and put on our jumpsuits, Heather will start singing that. Yeah, okay. Cool, so let's go back to this guy.
Is it Wednesday?
It is Wednesday, yes.
Oh, wow. Time really flies. It's like if I was in a jumpsuit. Getting forcefully pushed up by air.
So actually, gosh, if these... If it was more arrow-shaped...
That looks way cooler.
I think it looks cooler.
Yeah, also probably like I feel like if you tried getting into any tight spaces, it would just instantly get stuck, especially underwater with a ton of coral everywhere. Like what are the really sharp parts at the tips for? Like what specifically would those be doing?
Just keeping intruders away like this guy.
I know, but they wanted that wanting to point upwards, not.
I mean, they point in every direction on this crab.
I know, but why don't they? They're always generally pointing downward.
I think they're generally just pointing out. So anything trying to jab at them is going to run into trouble.
Make it like a cactus with a ton of little spikes on it. Jam stuff.
Let's try this guy now. Brush. I'm gonna append it. Oh, select and brush. Okay. Okay, brush. Append it. Pressing the M key. Yes. Okay. Go back to this guy. This one selected. Don't know how to make that perfectly up and down, but that'll probably do the trick.
We're gonna make it look like a drawing, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a little too far out, which tells me that if I together like so. Interesting. Yeah, I could do all my sculpting in this brush and then tear off the part that I want. I hadn't thought of that. Maybe I can't because they're all the same. Once I make this big enough to move well enough, it's also moving the one on the other side, which is not ideal.
I was thinking you could turn it into 2 different sections and then merge them together or something.
It's kind of cool looking though. I like the
Star shape. I like that. I like the inside star shape. It makes it.
That's where his little eye stalks could poke out to look for predators while he's being attacked. Although he also has arms that are going to be sticking out doing something. I'm going to have to figure out how to.
Right there.
Well, that's true. I could have the arms sticking out of that. Ooh, that could be interesting. So in that case, I would want to
make the holes a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Even grosser if you had mucous membranes that opened up and then the arms went out of this.
Well, they are going to have like inky something they could spray out. Okay, rather than keep mucking around with that, I'm going to go back to this guy. And then do a little armhole right around here. Yeah, I really like the kind of evolutionary formation of this to fulfill a function, driving the shape and aesthetic of it. That makes me happy. It's not a shape I ever would have come up with myself because I'm not evolving this thing to do certain things. But when I start thinking that way, then it can start doing those certain things. What is... Okay.
Is it poisonous at all?
No, poison I think would make it
Too
have too many things.
I mean, there's some things out there that have too many things, like the platypus.
Yeah, platypus definitely suffers from hat on a hat syndrome.
What's with you? What's your thing? Like, you lay eggs, but you're a mammal, right? Or
Mm-hmm. And it has poisonous foot spurs.
yeah. God, and it has a beak.
Yeah.
It's like God just decided, like, you know what? I have like all this
It's
other
like the
random
leftover
crap.
pieces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
It's like when you use almost all the Legos in your box and you have a couple left. You're like, I'll make one more thing out of it.
There's a dog commercial in the background. Only $19 a month. We can save those adorable, well-groomed puppies. And that one that's chained into a yard. And that one that looks like they just pointed a fan directly at to make it look like it's freezing to death. Make it look more sad, please.
Wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Here, shove that kitten in that fence, please, and do a close-up with the blurred background. Yeah, perfect. Are you gonna make it so that there's like little seams on it that show where it grew from, or
What do you mean?
so like sometimes crabs have
You mean like the segments
indents,
between?
yeah, segments, yeah.
No, this is all one shell piece. This is like the equivalent of this
I know, but like think
whole
stretch
like
marks.
carapace.
Think like stretch marks, maybe. I don't know.
No, they don't. You just grow a new shell under it and break out of the old one.
So are you gonna put cracks or layers to it?
We'll see.
That would look cool. How many people are watching?
I don't know.
They can't see me, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good. Because this whole time I was making rude gestures towards all of you. I'm kidding. What you should do instead of music for your entertainment, you should just describe scenes from Friends,
Oh.
and then I'll be the laugh track. I think that's a great idea, Dad.
That sounds very avant-garde.
Yeah. Maybe describe memes. Like, don't show the memes, just describe them.
That's what I did for my 9,000 video.
That wasn't a meme, Dad. That was an execution of yourself.
More or less.
That was ridiculous. Oh gosh. I remember you making me film that for you. And the whole time I was like, this is so dead. This is such a dead meme. Stop it. Please. This was out before memes existed. The real question is, why don't you vape? Every streamer vapes now.
I got a vape pen actually.
Oh, you do? Where? I want to try it.
It's in the garage.
Oh, sweet. I'll go get it. Can I vape in the house?
You can do one puff if
Oh,
you really want to.
Yeah, it's too much effort. If I wanted to do drugs, I'd just go to that shady guy behind the dumpster up there.
No, it doesn't actually have any drugs in it. It's just the smoke part of it for photography.
So it's no flavor or taste or smell.
I did put get a flavor in there, but it's just whatever the mist making stuff. It's some kind of glycol, something or another.
So there's no nicotine in it.
No nicotine.
Oh, good for you, Dad. The one I did with my friend apparently had nicotine in it. Wait, does this have nicotine in it? Yeah, man. And that's how I got addicted to nicotine. I keep seeing ads for anti-vape ads, and they're so ridiculous. I mean, I get the idea. You don't want kids to get addicted to nicotine. But there's certainly better ways of doing it than to have cringy ads out. There's one where it's a Muppet, like a whole bunch of Muppets saying how bad it is. And the main audience of vapes don't really watch Muppets, guys.
Alright. I still got this weird blank area, which, again, seems like it might be okay, because... Oh my god. Why? Go back. There we go.
I'm gonna beat this baby seal.
Because there is large flat areas on things, and it needs to be okay.
Maybe for air, like whatever water dynamics or whatever, but equivalent to aerodynamics is underwater.
Come in.
What is the equivalent to that? What is that called?
Hydrodynamic?
Hydrodynamic. There we go. I knew it was a big word. You'd have like a few spikes around there, like.
Actually, I kind of like the idea of
Hair?
Hair, but they also grow plants on themselves as
as
like
camo?
clothing, decoration.
And I don't think they decorate themselves. I don't think they know what decoration is, but maybe it's camouflage.
These guys are sentient creatures.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. I forgot we were doing a fantasy one. Where's a brain?
It's in their little... Actually, it's probably not in their little head nodule. It's probably in the core of their body somewhere.
So where's their heart?
Same.
So that means they can be more in tune with what they're feeling.
Let's see, what if I did...
Are any of the creatures in this world telepathic?
Kind of.
Oh yeah, like the one that sticks its nose and its toes in people's noses.
That's not telepathy they use, that's just
Playing with nerves.
chemical prompts.
It's like with
As
Pickle
well
Rick,
as-
how he uses his tongue to control cockroaches.
It's just like Pickle Rick.
Hi everybody, I'm Pickle Rick. Someday, Dad, you'll have as many viewers as Ninja.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Dad, you have to start having scandals, though. I need you to cuss at a small child real quick. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go bring in a random child from the street, and I want you to scream at him.
Damon says, dead May best May. Oh, speaking of the meme that I used for the over 9,000.
May. It's May. I think that's a PewDiePie reference.
So now if I do... Let's let's not do that. Let's turn off.
Are you still featured on that Zbrush thing?
I mean, once you're on the top row, you're always on the top row, but they're always adding to the top row, so it gets pushed further and further back.
Huh.
Let's see. Is this a thing, or is this just dumb? Adrian
maybe
Tripka, thanks for the subscription.
Maybe they carve into themselves. Like they carve patterns.
Maybe.
That would be cool.
Well, they already have so much surface detail.
Yeah, but like zigzags and stuff, I don't know.
I think that probably adds just enough. And considering they'll probably have plants all over them, I think that'll be fine. So, speaking of subscriptions, we gotta read them off.
Social.
All right, so
We got read it like Chills. You know Chills is?
What?
He says everything like number one. Read it like that.
No. We got Hilda Maria. Okay, these are all YouTube. Revan Rian. Kabunihaya81. Teresa Ellis. Jerry Terrero. Ted for Good to Go. 3 with 2 3s in there. Skilligans. Mario Rodriguez. Kittipat Yampa. Miguel. Jimenez Rueda. Susanna Profeta. Striker Davo. Tule Centurk. Eric Aldana.
Good luck with that. Good luck.
Say that's Chinese. Someone Chinese. Jose 12B. Jimmy Page. Iara Tedishi. KW Daily. And Adrian Tripica. Thanks, everyone.
Adrian Tripica.
And on Twitch, we also got Koipon. Yay. Okay, oh yes, this is the other thing I was thinking. I wanted to... doing this. Oh. There we go. Okay. Now we've got even keel. Then rotate. Not like that. Let's move you down here. Okay. Now rotate you a little bit. Clearly I missed a spot.
Speaking of, do you have another Wacom tablet?
Yeah, it's in your room.
Oh, another one. That one's not good.
What's not good about it?
Like I can't figure out how to program it on the computer well enough that it actually works. Also, the pen part that is broken, the pen area that you click down on to change the size.
No, I don't have another one besides this one.
How much are they combined?
Not sure. Okay, now I got more of a 40-foot shape, which makes me think he's gonna need something to dig into the ground around him. He doesn't want this smooth shape or he'll be slipping, sliding. Why is this not working the way it normally works? Why is clay buildup acting like clay, regular clay? Let's just try standard. Kind of trying to do a thing like this guy's got with these little, I'm just gonna call them phalanges, because why not? Because you can't stop me. That's what I'm calling them.
Yeah, I'll get a taser and I will stop you. Don't you ever call them phalanges. Ever again.
What are you looking for?
I hate it when you lose your headphones, like
Oh, headphones.
I mean, I still have the nice ones you got me, but the really crappy ones with the little microphone on them that barely makes any sound but still works. Like, I can't find it. It's red. I thought it was out here. Maybe Graphic took it thinking it was his. He likes to do that a lot. I will find you, and I will take back my headphones. Because I have acquired a certain amount of skills in my job. My name is Snake. Solid Snake.
Okay, now I feel like you can really dig in. So let's go back to our mesh, brush, create insert mesh, append, and yes. Okay, now we got. Looks like they need a little bit more room for their arms. Their arms don't need to be really thick, but I think they'd have to be ridiculously skinny to fit through there. But other than that, I think I got the shape right. Definitely can hunker down, pull their legs together. Cool.
Hey, Dad. You have some headphones I can use just right now?
There's really broken ones in the garage. They're green coming out of my computer.
How broken does that mean?
One earbud works, the other is like just dangling wires.
How did that happen?
Yeah, I rolled over it with the chair one too many times.
Hey, it sounds like me.
What's interesting is this shape is starting to look like a nudibranch. These crazy sea slug looking dudes that have all sorts of interesting shapes flowing off of them. The way this pinches here, it kind of looks like a knuckle or flesh or something that's bending. That's not a look that Carapace has, as far as I know. So, something is really broken about my clay build-up brush. It wants to pretend that it's clay. Let's try clay tubes.
Yeah, I've had worse headphones. I had a pair of headphones once that the only way to make it work was by sticking in a needle inside of the little plug-in place where you plug into the phone, and you had to like kind of move it around to listen to the sound. 'Cause I didn't have any money back then, so I was like, well, this is how I do it now. And I had to duct tape it a bit so I could like listen to it without holding it down constantly.
Okay.
It's like probably the most like.
So you feel like you're listening in luxury with those?
No, not at all. Because I've gotten used to not having to do it anymore. But.
No.
So, what's the auxil output one for? It works.
That is correct, Damon. Beggars cannot be choosers. By the way,
Nowadays
Shane, you
you
should
can be.
say thank you to Damon for the candy.
Oh yeah, thank you, Damon. They're very delicious. And by the way, beggars can be choosers, because I've heard stories where people go up to beggars and then offer them food and they refuse it instead of wanting money. So, give me money, not food.
Okay. Alright, still not quite sure what I'm doing with this interior part. Like, I don't want it to be super fat because his body needs to be hidden under here somehow. Damon says, if Shane was my kid, I'd be very ornery, as he is very teenagery, but since it's Shane and not Riley, you look like barely contained annoyance. It just makes me giggle.
Shut up.
But you can't wait till your kids are 19.
Hey, okay, I'm normally a very nice person, but
He's not even gonna pretend.
yeah. Listen, it's not like I live in a great neighborhood in America. I should be able to complain.
He's actually going on a trip to Africa this spring. He's going to find out how good he has it. So when he comes back, I'm sure he's going to be just eternally grateful for everything I've given him.
Yeah. I won't be huffing jet fuel like they do over there.
If all goes according to plan, he's going to be teaching African college students how to use Blender and other computer graphic tools to do business stuff down there in Rwanda. So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of my kid. I love my Shane. He's a good boy.
Also, don't forget, I'm building a house for my autistic aunt.
He is also building a house for his autistic aunt. Although he's getting paid handsomely for it.
I'm not getting paid I'm getting paid less than minimum wage.
No,
Seattle's minimum wage is $15. I'm getting paid $12.
It's not minimum wage in Vancouver.
No, minimum wage in Vancouver is whatever. Getting paid handsomely. I have to deal with my boss who's complaining all the time.
Well, you have a point about your boss, but pretty much everyone has bosses like that, sadly.
And his kids. Don't forget about his kids.
You gotta deal with the nepotism of him hiring his kids, who are terrible.
And then complaining about how horrible his kids are to me.
Yeah, Vancouver is nearly as far away from Seattle as you can get if you want to stay in Washington. Not sure how much I want to preserve these ridges. Seems like they're just going to get in the way of the body. Yeah, I don't know why Eastern Washington is still a part of Washington. That proposal to split Eastern Washington and Oregon into their own state, and then Western Washington and Oregon into their own state called Cascadia. That makes a lot more sense.
You serious?
It has been proposed, yes.
I know, but are you serious? That's a good idea.
Probably. People would be represented better. The demographics and cultural differences.
Yeah, but think about it.
Like all the people east of the mountains tend to have very different values and vote differently and want different things, and they're constantly frustrated with all the big city slickers on the other side of the mountains who outvote them because there's more of us, and then they end up paying the consequences.
But think about all the laws that have to be made up, and then think about having to add 2 more stars to the flag.
No, it'd be the same amount of states.
What?
You merge Oregon and Washington west side and Oregon and Washington east side.
Okay.
So it's one big long piece of desert and one thin long piece of coast, basically. Separated by the mountains, which that's pretty much the cultural divide right there, so.
And what about if you're in the mountains?
Well, I guess you just have to suffer the worst of both worlds.
Then you have to deal with merging, since you're merging 2 different states together, right? Oregon has its own gas thing where, like,
Yeah, they'd have to sort out the gas thing. Although Oregon, they don't require you to have them pump it for you anymore.
You're stealing jobs, Dad. Everything on Hulu sucks. I'm very grateful for it, though, Damien.
Grateful for Hulu.
Yeah, despite the fact that most of the shows are terrible family comedies.
Well, it is definitely Damon's fault. He's the one who chooses the programming for the major networks.
I know. He thanks a lot, Damien. Thanks for the peanut brittle.
He's the one who decided to bring back Roseanne in Full House.
Oh, God. I hope, was he responsible for the 7th season of Scrubs?
Yep.
Damien!
He produced and wrote and directed the 7th season of Scrubs.
Disgusting! You ruined Scrubs single-handedly for me.
Also, Damon says, "My name isn't Damien, Shan."
It's Ain Shay.
Ain't Shay.
John Hodgman called me that.
That's true. Shane did have the distinction of being called Aim Shay by John Hodgman himself on stage. It was pretty epic date we went on.
Then there's a whole bunch of random cooking shows.
Yeah, cooking shows are really popular now.
I don't know why though. It's just some angry Australian guy screaming at people about how disgusting their food
They're
is.
not all like
This
that.
is the worst tasting piece of meat I've ever eaten in my life. My kid can make a better sandwich than this. My wife does a better sandwich than this. You disgust me. What it is.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what they all
My
are.
name is Gordon Ramsay.
It's like he's here with us as we speak.
And then there's Cupcake Wars and
Yeah, I think some of those ones are actually very pleasant and everyone's nice to each other. I don't know which is which though. I don't understand cooking shows because I would just feel like I want to eat it. I don't want to just look at it. I can't smell it. I can't taste it. All I can do is look at it and trust like some other people who are eating it.
no doubt. You have to like the ASMR part where you hear them chewing. This is disgusting. I'll take your word for it, Gordon. And then there's Beat Bobby Flay.
Damon says, if you have Amazon Prime, watch Electric Sheep or Man in the High Castle. I've watched both.
Electric Sheep.
Yeah.
There's a Bong Appetite, and it's about weed, wine, and by Cannabuster basted beef cheek weeds. What?
Are you rapping over there? What is happening?
No, look at that.
Damon says, the Great British Bake Off is amazing, very wholesome.
There's a Great British Menu. I see that. Then there's Cutthroat Kitchen. Then there's Diners, Dive-In, and Dives, which is with someone that looks almost like Dad, if Dad looked cooler.
Oh, yeah, I've been compared to that guy. What is his name?
Is that you,
What's it say?
Guy Fieri?
Guy Fieri. Yeah.
His name is even awesome. And then there's
Just
the
because
Pioneer
I'm
woman.
chubby and have spiky yellow
The
hair,
Pioneer
apparently
woman.
that's
She
why.
doesn't really look like a pioneer. She looks more like a modern housewife, but she doesn't really look like a pioneer to me. Yeah. And then there's F That's Delicious. And then there's Cake War, which shouldn't be confused with Cupcake War. And back here he has another cooking show called Grocery Games.
Marvelous Miss Maisel, also very good. Yeah, Heather's been watching that one. I've seen bits and pieces. Does look good.
Catastrophe is amazing.
Catastrophe is very cute. I recommend it.
Maybe don't say
It's got some raunchy parts, but
some raunchy parts. Every episode has raunchy
okay,
parts.
it's a very raunchy show, but also very cute. Don't you dare rip on Triple D. Guy is super nice guy.
Oh, I bet he's really nice. I was never ripping on him. I was ripping on my dad.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't look as cool as Gordon Ramsay.
No, I definitely don't look
It's
as
Guy
cool as
Fieri.
Gordon. As
You also
Guy
don't
Fieri.
chew as well as him, Dad. Your chewing could use some work. Honestly.
It's probably true.
This stuff is amazing. Mm. That's what you should start doing, Dad, with every stream. You should start slurping up spaghetti. Just randomly.
There are eating streams, so.
You know, but like the people got really angry at this year's YouTube Rewind because it started off with Will Smith. You know what I would like in this? Some Fortnite.
I saw that intro. It was really weird. Bunch of streamers and YouTubers I've never heard of.
Well, the problem is there's so many different YouTubers. I understand that part, that it's hard to get every single one they want. But they couldn't even get PewDiePie in, which I guess makes sense because they want advertisers.
I think I might just call it for this piece for now, and then if I need to replace it, that's going to be tricky. I'm going to save this as its own thing. Let's be a Shlak leg. Dynamesh it so it's even. I'm obviously cooler than Triple D guy.
It's Triple D guy.
Oh, I think he's talking about diners, dives, and trash. What is it? Dine-in drivers and dumpsters?
That'd be funny. You used to see well, what's his name? Oscar the Grouch. What are you doing in my trash?
That's not what Oscar the Grouch sounds like at all.
Hey there. I'm. Listen, it's hard to do weird voices when I just ate pineapple. Okay. My excuse. Hey, Dad, show them your Rick and Morty impression. Go for it.
Oscar is not an old Jewish lady that you know of. I mean, you've only ever seen his top half, right?
Happy Kwanzaa! It sounds more like, wait, Kwanzaa is a Jewish holiday, right?
Kwanzaa is not the Jewish holiday.
Snap!
So.
Happy Hanukkah! There we go.
There you go.
I knew I'd get it right. No, he sounds more like, from Monsters, Inc.
Oh, yeah, the grumpy office lady.
Yeah. You need to go to the back of the line to get the signature. Welcome to the DMV.
Alright, so let's...
The Delicious Monsters, V.
You brush. Insert. Huh. Look at that append funny. I wonder if it's because there's no flat surface that can face the camera perfectly on a 5-sided thing. Oh, on this side, no, even then it wants to move it all dumb. Okay.
South Park beginning has changed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's no 3D. Kind of depressing.
Okay. Yep, now I got a hole for arms to stick out, a hole in the middle for eye stalks to stick out. Got a few little weak spots, that's okay. Jane, don't lose my spot.
Hmm?
Are you watching the latest episode
Yeah.
of South Park?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna want to watch it later, so
Oh.
just
When?
saying don't lose my spot.
Where's your spot?
Whatever the last episode is.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Now we're gonna go back to this guy and melt his nubs off. Ah, my nubs! Ah. Okay. Now he's just got nubs, and now we can stick this here legs on him. Alright, that'll work. Now I'm going to split masked points. So now I should have his legs here. And his torso here. Okay, so I can turn these on now and make them transparent so I can see how they're joining up. Seems to be pretty good. Alright, I think that's good for now. Next time we'll do the arms. Now that I have an idea what I'm doing, they'll probably go a lot faster. So thanks for joining me, guys, for this special day after Christmas stream. Boy, it was special. Boy, you guys, it was so special. And I'll see you on Sunday, which will be like the day before New Year's. What do you think of that?
Whoa!
Mind blown.
Dad, you're amazing. I love you.
So, we'll see all you guys later. Bye.
Bye, Damien.